very first thing I want you to do today is take your milk. We need a third of a cup. On this one, it's a third right here. So I'm going to pour in some milk carefully. And you want to put it down on the table so you can look sideways to make sure you've got just a third of a cup. And if you got a little more, you can pour it back. Now it says a third of a cup of buttermilk. So what we're going to do to make this buttermilk is you're going to add in a teaspoon of vinegar and let that sit. So this is going to be the last thing you put in your mix, but it needs to kind of bubble around there. Okay, so now I've looked at my recipe. Butter is the first thing on my list. So I've come over to the table that has butter at it. This says I need a quarter of a cup. So I'm going to look at this butter and I'm going to read. It says 4 tablespoons equals one quarter of a cup. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter if I have the 1 through 4 or the 5 through 8. It's 4 tablespoons. So you're going to take this and cut it in half over the plate. Now somebody can use that half stick of butter. I'm going to open this up, put it in here, and then you're going to put this in the microwave, and we're going to do 20 seconds. On this one, you need to go time cook 2, 0, and then start. And once that timer goes off, we're going to go ahead and take it out and shut the door and head back to your station. Come over to the sugar, and it says on our recipe, we've already got butter. It says on our recipe that you need a half a cup of sugar. And I've got the sugar in the bowl here so that if it spills, we can catch it. This is a half cup measuring cup. So you just need 1 scoop. Make sure it's level and totally full. And then you're going to go ahead and dump that in your bowl and put the scooper back. So here I am over at the flour. At your house, if you make things that require measuring cups, you might have a 3/4 cup measure, which is what we need for the flour. But here we don't have that, so I have a half a cup and a quarter of a cup. So you need 1 of each. I'm going to stick this in the flour. I'm pressing it up against my hand so that I can use the paper to make it level. Make sure there aren't air bubbles in there. Go ahead and dump that in. And then we need 1 of the 1/4 cup measures too, which equals 3/4 of a cup. So we're going to head over to the baking soda, and it says we need 1/4 of a teaspoon. This is 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm going to take this in the baking soda, and then you run it so that the top of the cardboard can clean off and make it a level scoop. You put that in there. And so here at this table, we need to have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I've just got it sitting in this pan so that in case you spill, we can still use it. And this is a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon. Got 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to dump that into my bowl and leave the teaspoon here. The other thing you need to do at this station is count out 6 cupcake liners. 4, 5, 6. And you're going to take those back to your workspace as well. Okay, the next thing you need is 1 egg. And because I don't know if you guys have all done this before, and just to be safe, This is a good idea for all the time, even if you've cracked eggs before. I'm going to have you crack your eggs into this bowl. So I cracked it on the side. I'm going to take my fingers and push in and open that egg up. And I'm going to have you guys go ahead and put these into this container so that we can compost these later. Once you have your egg and you know there's no shell in it, go ahead and dump it in. Now, if say you have shell, the best thing to do is not to use your finger. The best thing is to take a piece of the shell, go in and capture it that way. Your finger actually pushes it away, but it'll be kind of drawn to this. So go after it with another part of the shell. But mine's good, so I'm going to dump it in. Now I'm going to go to my workspace, and over here, double check my ingredients. I have butter, I have sugar, flour, baking soda, vanilla, egg, and I've got to put that milk in here. So I'm going to dump the milk in. And then you're going to stir it up. You got to hold on to the bowl as you're stirring. Okay, when you think that's good, the other person at the same time as mixing can be putting these liners into the cupcake tin. And you're going to divide this up evenly in all six cupcakes. So I made one round, and now I'm going to divide up the extra. Once you have your batter in the cupcake tin, you're going to open your oven up and go ahead and put them in carefully without touching any of the